My advice to people trying to get in this industry has kind of changed over the years. You know, it used to be 20 years ago, you'd say just go buy a computer, hack around on it, and ta-da, you can do what I did. You know, now it really takes a much more serious effort in the sense of formal education to really get your fundamental skills down.
What we look for at BioWare, I think there's a variety of things we look at. You know, one is passion for video games, another one is education, another one is experience in the space.
School is important. Stay in school, kids. But they're not going to teach you really the skills you need to really make games. You need to go do it and learn for yourself.
I think there's two things. One is you know, getting some kind of education. It can be formal, you know, you can go to school, but it also can be self-taught. You know, lots of folks have been very successful learning, but you have to educate yourself on, you know, whatever element of gaming you want to work on and be really good at it. You got to spend a lot of time.
I mean, if you put a game up on like Xbox Live or something like that, some place where it's easy to get started and it gets attention, then that certainly gets you going. And if you can make a mod that's fantastic for an existing game, that gets you attention also.
I think one of the really important things and one of the opportunities that exists right now is, you know, flash games, smaller games, iPhone games, all these things are within your grasp. Even after a certain bit of training and education, you can make stuff for those platforms, and it's a great calling card. I mean, you can do that. That can be where you want to be in the industry, or that can be a starting point to somewhere else you want to go.
You know, try and find a stepping stone, do a mod, work with a smaller company, really try and embrace Flash or Flash gaming companies, because so many of the lessons you need to learn, they can teach you on a much smaller risk scale if you want.
It is tricky to get in the business right now, a little bit trickier than it was 10, 15 years ago, but it's not impossible. And if you're hard enough working and you're dedicated and you have talent, you will probably wind up landing a job, because Lord knows the industry does need them.
Getting in the door to a game company is one of the hardest steps. And so my recommendation is to take any job you can get inside the doors of a gaming company, because once you're on the inside, you can then get to know all the key players and begin to contribute and prove yourself, you know, as a valuable team member.
There is like I'll mop floors, I'll go get snacks or whatever. That really doesn't appeal to us that much, because, you know, anybody can do that. What we want is somebody who can actually help us.
There's one thing you need to do to get in the industry, and that is have a show reel, whether or not you're a programmer or an artist, because I get resumes from people who claim to have been in the industry 5 years and they have nothing to show for it, or they don't want to show anything of it, right? They list their games, but I'm like, what did you make? And so if you want to get in the industry, if you're a student, have an amazing show reel, work hard on that show reel.
But don't expect people to come knocking on your door, you know what I mean? You have to be able to show it, and you have to know what they want to see. And so often it's a case of looking at what the company's most likely looking for, and then going to that company.
Your success is much more tied to your ability to build a product that a customer understands and loves. So if you're the kind of kid who grew up loving video games in your room with the door closed, playing your console games, and didn't spend any time talking to human beings, chances are you're not going to be effective in this business.
All the developers are looking for is you to show drive and creativity, because that is what really makes the game special.
You know, look at a company like Bethesda, right? We put out our tools. The tools that we release to the public are the same tools that we use to make the game. So if you want to prove to us that you can do what we do, then do it.